With over 100,000 daily visitors, San Marco Square in Venice is one of the most iconic and crowded tourist destinations in the world. First-time visitors often find themselves overwhelmed by the huge amount of attractions, the long queues, and the labyrinthine streets of the city. As a local of Venice, I've put together this comprehensive guide to help you navigate the best that this historical area has to offer. In today's episode, I'll show you where San Marco Square is located, how to get there, how to buy tickets, main mistakes to avoid, how to skip the long lines, and where to eat after the tour. Don't forget to stay till the end, where I will recommend you some real local Venetian places for drink and eat, which will make you save a lot of money after you're done with sightseeing around. Before we start our day, please leave a thumb up and subscribe to this channel for more travel adventures. San Marco Square has long been the political, religious, and social center of Venice. The piazza became the beating heart of the flourishing maritime empire, showcasing the wealth and influence of the Venetian Republic. Its current appearance began to take shape in the 12th century when the square was expanded, paved, and framed by grand buildings, gradually evolving into the monumental space we see today. It is here that four of Venice's most important landmarks stand side by side: San Marco's Basilica, the Doge Palace, the Bell Tower, the Clock Tower, and the Correr Museum. The larger Bell Tower, or Campanile, stands at 99 meters tall, making it the tallest structure in Venice. The original tower collapsed unexpectedly in 1902, but was faithfully rebuilt and completed in 1912. An elevator takes you all the way to the top, where you will enjoy breathtaking panoramic views of the city and the lagoon. Tickets cost €12, and in the video description below you'll find a link to purchase your tickets in advance, highly recommended if you want to skip the long queues. San Marco Square is located approximately 10 minutes walk from the Rialto Bridge, making it easily accessible by foot for most visitors. However, if you are coming from the train station, the walk is considerably longer and typically takes around 45 minutes. Venice has clear directional signage, large yellow sign pointing the way to San Marco from almost every corner of the city. If you prefer taking the Vaporetto, Venice water bus system, San Marco Square is served by two main stops, San Marco and San Zaccaria. These stops are accessible via Vaporetto lines 1 and 2, which travel along the Grand Canal, as well as lines 4.1 and 5.1, which circle around the city's perimeter. Given the immense popularity of the attractions in San Marco Square, it is highly advisable to book tickets in advance to avoid long queues and ensure entry at your preferred time. Each major site, the Basilica of San Marco, the Doge Palace, the Bell Tower, and the Correr Museum, requires a separate admission ticket, and entry is regulated through time slots. Visitors can choose from several ticketing options to best suit their interests and schedule. This includes standard admission, skip the line access, and combined passes that provide entry to multiple sites within the square. For a more in-depth experience, some tickets also include guided tours, which offer valuable historical insights. To make the planning process easier, I have included in the video description a variety of ticket options. You'll find everything from single entry passes to full guided experiences, giving you the freedom to select and purchase the ticket that best matches your preferences. For the Doge Palace, a single entrance ticket without the skipping the line option costs €30. I really recommend buying the skip the line option if you don't want to end up waiting for hours in very long queues as the one you see in the images. Tours generally begin beneath the twin columns at the edge of the square and last around 2 hours. These granite columns once marked the ceremonial entrance to Venice for arriving dignitaries and merchants. However, the space between them was also used for public execution during the Republic, making it both a symbol of power and a place of fear. For this reason, Venetians traditionally avoid walking directly between the two columns, a superstition that still lingers today. Built in the 14th century, the Doge Palace, Palazzo Ducale, is a true architectural masterpiece of the Venetian Byzantine style. Far more than just a lavish residence, the palace functioned as the political, administrative and judicial heart of the Venetian Republic. For centuries it stood as a powerful symbol of the Republic's wealth, governance and legal order. Visitors begin their journey in the inner courtyard, completed in the late 15th century, where they encounter the imposing Scala dei Giganti giant staircase. This monumental marble stairway is flanked by towering statues of Mars and Neptune, representing Venice's might in both warfare and maritime dominance. It was here, at the top of these grand steps, that the Doge were crowned. Also in the courtyard you can see a fascinating artifact, a 19th century gondola painted in elegant black and featuring a covered cabin. Unlike the open gondolas we see today, this design offered protection from the elements and was considered a refined mode of transport during its time. From the courtyard, visitors ascend the Scala d'Oro or Golden Staircase, an opulent stairway with a gilded stucco ceiling and gold leaf designed to impress dignitaries entering the palace's ceremonial heart. The tour then leads into the palace state rooms, beginning with the Sala del Collegio, where the Doge and his senior council received foreign envoys. The journey reaches its peak in the magnificent Sala del Maggior Consiglio. Measuring an astonishing 53 meters long and 25 meters wide, it is one of the largest rooms in Europe with no internal supporting columns. The wooden ceiling is a masterwork of engineering, featuring gilded panels and expansive canvases, while the front wall is dominated by Paradise, the largest oil painting in the world, created by Jacopo Tintoretto in his workshop. This hall once welcomed over 2,000 noble citizens who gathered to discuss and vote on vital affairs of state. Another important room is the Sala del Senato, where a 60-member aristocratic body met to debate foreign affairs, economic policy and military strategy. Another notable part of the palace is the armory, once used to store weapons for emergency. Today it displays a striking collection of historical arms and armors. The Doge Palace visit ends with a walk across the legendary Bridge of Sights, which links the palace to the old prison. Its name, made famous by romantic poets, evokes the sorrow of prisoners catching their last glimpse of Venice before incarceration. The prison chambers, in stark contrast to the opulent state rooms above, are dark, damp and claustrophobic. Many prisoners complain about the constant humidity, which made the stone cells cold and unbearable, especially in winter. Standing beside the Doge's Palace, in the heart of San Marco Square, San Marco's Basilica is the most iconic church in Venice and one of the finest examples of Italo-Byzantine architecture in the world. Originally constructed in the 9th century to house the relics of St. Mark the Evangelist, the basilica evolved over time into a stunning symbol of Venice's spiritual devotion and imperial ambition. It is important to note that the relics of St. Mark were originally located in Constantinople, modern-day Istanbul, and were stolen and smuggled to Venice in 828 by two Venetian merchants. Many of the basilica's most striking architectural elements, including the famous bronze horses and several classical columns on the facade, were also looted, primarily during the Fourth Crusade, from Constantinople and ancient Greek temples. Often referred as to the Church of Gold, Chiesa d'Oro, St. Mark's is especially renowned for its golden mosaics, which cover more than 8,000 square meters, roughly the size of 2 football fields. These dazzling mosaics illustrate biblical scenes and key episodes from the history of Venice. Visitors can enter the basilica for free during masses, though access at other times requires a general ticket price at €6. To view also the spectacular Pala d'Oro, a jeweled golden altarpiece behind the high altar, the cost rises to €12. For those wanting the full experience, including the San Marco Museum and the Loggia dei Cavalli, the combined ticket is €20. The loggia houses the original ancient bronze horses looted from Constantinople in the 13th century, with replicas displayed on the terrace. From here, visitors can enjoy one of the best panoramic views over the square and the lagoon. Tickets can be purchased online, and the link is provided in the video description. Located at the far end of St. Mark's Square, opposite to the Basilica, the Museo Correr offers a quieter but equally fascinating glimpse into Venice's rich past. Housed in the elegant Napoleonic wing of the square, the museum was established thanks to a generous donation by Venetian nobleman Teodoro Correr in the early 19th century. Today, it traces the evolution of Venice from a powerful maritime republic to a city shaped by art, politics, and daily life. Inside, visitors will find everything from neoclassical imperial apartments once occupied by Napoleon to detailed exhibition on Venetian navigation, governance, and art. The museum also houses works by Antonio Canova, rare maps, coins, manuscripts, and beautifully preserved period furnishings that tell the story of a city across centuries. Entrance to the Correr Museum is included in most Doge's Palace combo tickets, making it an excellent final stop to complete your visit to San Mark's Square. After a full day exploring the treasuries of San Mark's Square, you'll likely be ready for a break. The cafes lining the square are undeniably charming and historic. Café Florian, the oldest café in the world, has hosted artists and aristocrats since 1720. However, while the atmosphere is iconic, prices are also very high and the food often doesn't live up to expectation. For a more budget-friendly but still central option, the Correr Café, right next to the museum, is a good compromise. Prices are still above average, but remarkably lower than those of the cafés facing the piazza. If you don't mind walking 10 minutes towards the Rialto Bridge, two local spots offer great value. Rosticceria Gislone is a favorite among Venetians, where you can grab lunch for only €10 or a coffee for just over €1. It's usually very busy, but definitely worth it. For something more relaxed, Cantina do Spade is a cozy osteria serving excellent cicchetti, traditional first courses, and the classic spritz in an authentic setting. As the sun sets over the lagoon, let yourself get lost in the magic of Venice, where every stone has a story, every corner hides a secret, and every moment feels like a memory waiting to be made. If you have made it this far, you are officially more Venetian than a spritz at sunset. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and most importantly, save your euros for cicchetti and gelato, not overpriced cappuccinos in the piazza. Until next time, arrivederci!